After a day of running around, this is what's left of my eye makeup. Shouldn't be so self-absorbed. I have been terrified about what's going on with ICE and Homeland Security, though there's a part of me that wishes, I feel like someone had paid attention to what happened to me. I feel like what happened to me was a warning. It was almost like the warning shot. And I don't think I doubt I'm the only one. Like, has anybody out there been blacklisted by SAG-AFTRA the way that I have? Been told they're not allowed to go to events? And do they have anyone who works in the U.S. government? Are they politically opposed to their parents? Because are they secularist? Are you, not a church-going person? I think that there's something very strange with what happened to me, and I honestly think it was a warning. My father's Homeland Security, and my parents have been thinking if I'd been smart, I would have had a career with health benefits. I'm thinking, no, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't work for the current POTUS. I wouldn't work under him. I wouldn't. And I'm not the kind of person who's going to fluctuate. Oh, as a Republican president now, going to quit. Then they're going to hire me back when there's a Democrat. I don't work that way. I can't play those games. I can't sit there and pretend like I like what's going on. My father used to say I could use my skills as an actress to be a spy, and I'm like, do you know me? I mean, I can pretend not to feel something and not to show emotions if it's my life's in danger. I've done that where I've kept my emotions in check, kept how I was behaved, like street smart stuff. But it's another thing to live every day going to a job where I detest the person who's giving me the orders and I can't stand them and I think that they're a horrible person. I can't do that. I can't. And I look at what's going on and I'm like, what Homeland Security and ICE is doing, it's creating a police state. It's destroying everything I learned in law school has now become messed up and distorted. And I'm wondering how actual lawyers, I am a lawyer, I did go to law school, but actual practicing attorneys are dealing with this almost lack of a foundation now. Because it is kind of terrifying. There should be lawyers who are up in arms and I know that there are, saying this is wrong, these people have rights, and yet in the wake of what a law enforcement agency of the U.S. government is doing, I don't like talking law. I didn't like talking about the legal profession. I never wanted to follow in my father's footsteps. My objective was to work in arts and First Amendment issues, and I had more interest in being an actor, I think, than I did in actually being a lawyer. I wanted to do entertainment law because I felt really adamant about being able to have a voice. I'm looking at what's going on around now, though, and all of it's falling apart. And I don't know. It's not going to help our economy. I thought about this today. They're going to shut down the libraries so that people have to buy books. That was one thing that came to my mind. But it's not gonna change anything. It's not going to make people buy books when they don't even have money to buy food. And when we need to be able to have access, to let young people have access to books so they can read and expand their minds without the expense of having to make, money when they're 10 to be able to buy the books. That's always been the vicious circle, though, about our economy. I've always felt like our economy was so based on children and not based on adults in a weird kind of way. Because our marketing system, or the marketing system of Hollywood especially, targets the young people to get at the cash of the adults. And it's the adults who are making the money, not the children. I thought about the day. It's just... Sometimes I wish we'd stop playing games to make money and start doing genuine things to make money and start being honest about buying and selling things and being honest about what we're doing rather than saying, I need to make a buck, I'll do anything for that. I'm thinking, no, that's not the right ethics to have. It's not the right morality. And I think about what Homeland Security is doing, ICE is doing to people, just terrifying them, separating people, destroying lives effectively, and destroying good lives. My life was destroyed because my father's a Homeland Security agent. I'm 100% certain of that. I think that Jason George and Woody Schultz and them knew who my father was and just pushed their hatred or whatever on what my dad represents onto me. Consuelo Flores, I don't represent my father. This has been a nightmare for me because I am not him, nor do I want his money. I don't want to live with him. I'm not moving to Arizona. I don't want to live in the desert. You can try to make me make friends with people who live in Arizona. It's never going to work. I belong in maybe New York or maybe Toronto or London or someplace else, not in Arizona, not in a red state. So I'm terrified. I think we all are. And I would write about this, but I find this so emotionally gripping. I feel like you're not going to believe that I'm actually being honest about this without seeing me and hearing it from me, because people have been slandering me online for 5 years. I had someone threatening to slash my face and rape me and telling people I was a Trump supporter, that I was George Clooney's. Well, they created accounts using my name and then said things like, I'm George Clooney's lover. I'm thinking, I've only been on set with him 3 times. I've never run into him off a set, and he stood in front of me once and tried to say hi to me, and I ran past him, but please look at me. He's with a beautiful, he dates perfect people. He dates perfect women, like just gorgeous women. I am not an ugly woman as far as I'm concerned. I'm kind of cute. I'm not a nasty person in general, but I'm not exactly Miss Organized Together 100%, though I still am an actor. Not all actors are built the same. Not all celebrity actors are built the same. So I'm not a celebrity, but I was going to do this because I'm just tired. Anyways, that's all I have to say about this. My eye. I go like this. Yeah. That's all it needed. Yep. And a little this. And now I look somewhat human or normal. But anyways, peace and out. I don't know. Be vigilant, please. Be vigilant. Look out for other people. Be careful too in how you're vigilant. Don't get yourself hurt in the process, but also all of us need to not stay silent if we have the capacity to be able to speak up and say this is wrong.